Welcome to the channel. We're going to put the Kart away for winter. I'm going to show you what you need to do. So putting the Kart away for the winter is a big step. It doesn't take that long, but it is an important step because it's going to go away for months. And you want to make sure that all of your major maintenance is done. We're going to take the motor off the chassis. I'm going to send it in for rebuilding. This will be happening approximately every 1 to 2 years, depending on how competitive you are and what type of motor you're running. We're going to drain all the fluids. We're then going to go and we're going to check on the air filter and make sure that's nice and clean. We're going to do the fuel, rebuilding the fuel pump, which is located right here in the bottom. We're going to take the carb off and we're going to clean the carburetor. We're going to remove the tank, make sure it's free of gas. We're going to check to make sure it's healthy and it's not going to crack on us, because this plastic does get brittle over time, so we want to make sure that it's good for the next season. We're going to put the chain away, make sure that's all put away. The brakes, we're just going to make sure the pads are okay, but we're not actually going to do any maintenance on the brakes this time, because you don't want to do maintenance before it goes to bed. You want to do maintenance after you pull it out. You want fresh brake fluid for the next season. If you do the brakes now, by the spring you're going to have old fluid. You're going to have to do them again anyways. Often it's good to get a rebuild kit for your brakes, so you can get the kit now just so you have the parts, but I would do the rebuild in the spring. And then we're just going to give it a quick clean over, make sure everything's good. We're going to check the exhaust, make sure that there's a sleeve in there for sound dampening, and at the end of the season it's a good time to replace that or just inspect it. If it gets burned out on the front, it can affect your power band. And it's really cheap to fix. I just did mine a couple days ago, so I don't actually need to do it, but it's really simple. You just either have to take these rivets out, or in this case screws. The tube just slides right out, you put a new wrap on it and put it back in. It's really simple. It takes about 15 minutes, and the parts are about $15 or $20. It's really cheap. So once the cart's all apart, we're going to clean it all up, make sure it looks nice and pretty, and then it's going to put it away. So the motor is out, and now we're going to go over what we need to do. Drain the coolant, change the oil. We're going to pull the carburetor off, and what we're going to do is we're going to drain the fuel out of the bottom of the carburetor and put a new gasket kit in there. We're going to pull the fuel pump off the bottom, and that fuel pump there is going to come apart. We're going to put a new kit into it, and we're going to pull the air filter out and change and clean the air filter. The other thing we're going to look for, we're also going to check out the condition of this exhaust gasket. We'll lubricate the bushing inside of here, and then just go over all the connectors and put some dielectric grease so that they don't corrode over the winter. Okay, so we got the Kart fully apart. You can see all the bumpers on the floor over there being cleaned. You can see the fuel tank on the ground. It's been fully emptied and just about to clean it up. Battery's been pulled out. It's on the table over. We're going to charge it before we put it away in a warm environment. Just kind of gone through and made sure the chassis has been all wiped down and everything's nice and clean. Here's the battery. Pulled the carburetor out. Pulled the pin out of the bottom and emptied all the fuel out. Made sure it's nice and clean. Spray with some carb cleaner. We got the engine out. It's all disassembled and ready to go to the shop for rebuild for this winter. So that next spring it'll be a brand new build. So all we're going to do is kind of put the bumpers back on, put some of these items into dry, warm storage, and then I'm going to get the cart put away. And that's it. Now that the cart's all put together, just stick it in the garage and we'll see it in the spring. I didn't do a detailed wrench, bolt by bolt at this time, because there will be more detailed videos on each individual component. Feel free to check those out on the channel. And stay tuned for, how you can keep your skills up during the winter.